ladies, it's Friday, August 12th, 2011. It's about 69 degrees here today. Hi ladies, so I think that the first thing we will talk about is the theme, so I don't forget to talk about the theme. My fangirling is generally, for the most part, always like I'm excited to see you, but I'm not gonna freak out on you yet. Although I'm not gonna say that that doesn't ever happen. But for the most part, my fangirling is kind of quiet fangirling. I distinctly remember meeting John and Hank for the first time, and they both walked basically right past me because we were all standing in the line, and they walked basically right past me. And it was more like a silent, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're real type thing. Even when I met them, I was just kind of suppressed. I was really excited. I was really excited at the time. I remember that feeling of being super, super excited, but at the same time trying to not make a fool of myself type thing. So it was kind of that. I think that would be probably my most common form of fangirling is I'm excited to see you, but I'm not going to show that I'm a creep, basically. Although, Jen I'm sure will remember very distinctly me meeting Mika Kitty Tessa for the first time. I freaked out. I freaked out so bad. It's not even funny how much I freaked out meeting her. I think that, a lot of, how the fangirling, at least for me, comes out, is directly dependent on, my mood at the time, and how much self-control I'm feeling at the time, basically. When I met Tessa, it was kind of more of a surprise for me. I don't think I necessarily saw her initially. Someone else, if I remember correctly, someone else, I was sitting there and someone else, pointed her out and was like, Sarah, she's right there, or something like that. So I think that was you, Jen, actually. So it was more of a surprise. So it was I was taken off guard, so I wasn't able to prepare myself, I guess. Yeah. If I'm able to prepare myself, I can usually be a little bit more sane, but for that one I just didn't have any warning or basically any self-control. So I made an idiot of myself, basically, I'm sure, which I'm told was kind of adorable, but at the same time, for me, just made me feel like an idiot. Aside from that, I think I remember meeting someone, I think she was from Dawson's Creek. I feel this was when I was probably, I don't know, middle schoolish, somewhere in there. We were on some kind of class trip, and she was, I can't remember her name for the life of me, so don't ask. And she was signing pictures or whatever, and just, there at the park and signing pictures for people and whatever. And I went up. I don't really remember being a super obsessed fan of hers, but it was kind of a casual oh, you're there, I might as well get something signed by you, I've heard of you, kind of thing. So that was really easy to be calm too, because I wasn't oh my gosh, I feel if I can I have a tendency to pre-plan things in my head before I go do them. I'm gonna try not to make an idiot of myself, and I'll psych myself into just being a little calmer than I normally would have been, but if I don't have the ability to do that, then it just comes out as a blob, basically, like it did with Tessa. Oh my goodness. Jen, I like how you mentioned 789 in your video, because that was probably the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life, watching you fangirl Red and Link, honestly. I'm so glad that I have that memory, because it's great. It's a great moment. It was just, I don't know how to explain it. It was just really awesome to just be able to see that. Just to see you that excited over it. Elena, if I remember correctly, I was really kind of liked, I don't remember who it was that you guys were meeting, but you were at some thing, I think I don't know, some event thing that you guys go to all the time, because you're never home anymore, and you wrote a note and handed it to him because he like couldn't talk because it was too loud or something, and it was like some big thing. It was just like all witty, and it just seems to be very like, it fits with personalities. Like how you fangirl usually fits with your personality. If you're quiet, you probably will be a quiet fangirl. If you're more like ready to like kind of put yourself out there, you'll be a little bit more. It also depends on like, I don't know, it depends on so many things, like how people fangirl, so it's just, it's a complicated thing, let's just say it. But yeah, so I think that's all I have to talk about for the theme, so I will just briefly discuss my week. This week, really not all interesting, mostly full of errands. Today, this morning, I went to the dentist and found out that if my tooth doesn't get any better, because I just got a filling like 2 weeks ago, I think, if it doesn't get any better, if it gets any worse, I might have to have a root canal. So I am really hoping that I do not have to have a root canal and that it just gets better on its own, because it's been really like sensitive to heat and cold. So crossing my fingers that that doesn't get any worse, because I do not want to have a root canal at 23. Aside from that, as of Wednesday, I think I've discussed this in the past with you guys, but this is actually now official. My dad actually owns my grandmother's house completely, so we are definitely basically going to be moving in there within the next year, maybe 2 at the most. I'm thinking probably closer to the year mark. So yeah, there's that. I have mixed feelings on the whole situation. I'm not really sure where I stand with everything yet, so I'm still kind of trying to figure it out for myself, but there's that. So eventually this background won't be here anymore, at least in this way. You know what's unfortunate? The thing that bothers me the most is I'm probably gonna end up with a bigger bed, and I just bought that new comforter set, and I love my rainbowy comforter set so much, and it's not gonna fit the new bed. So I'm kind of sad about that, but yeah, hopefully those pictures and stuff will go back up at some point, but probably won't be in that order or in that way, so that'll be interesting. It's weird to see how your life just kind of goes in different directions and just doesn't end up at all where you expect it to, and that's kind of what has happened to me for the past 2 years, so bring it on, life. Alright, ladies, I think that's it for me this week. I hope the 2 of you are doing well still, and that everything is good with you guys, and Jenna will see you on Monday, and Elena, I will see you on Wednesday.